Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, your girl Udoye Onye, and if you are new to this channel, hi, welcome. My name is Udoye Onye and I talk about catfish farming. I tell you what you need to know about catfish farming, the do's and the don'ts in catfish farming. Okay, if you've not watched my previous video, please go down and watch them to understand and educate yourself more on fish farming. Okay, thank you for stopping by once more, and if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. Okay, and thank you so much for the returning subscribers. I love you so much. Okay, let's get straight into this video because it would be a long one. As you can see, I'm rushing. Yeah, I don't want it to be a very long one. Okay, so let's get straight into this video. So guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the causes of diseases in catfish, and also I'm going to be telling you the types of diseases and how to identify them, and also the treatment. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of information in this video, so make sure to watch step by step. Don't skip. Don't just get your book and biro and jot down everything you need to jot down. Okay, I'm going to be talking to you about everything you need to know on diseases you can find in catfish. There are several causes of diseases that may affect a fish directly or may continue to cause diseases. Generally, any factor which causes stress or difficulties to the fishes decreases its resistance to diseases, okay, and will increase the chances of its disease problem reoccurrence. Causes of fish diseases include 1. Stress. Number 2. Improper feeding. It's either it is overfeeding or underfeeding, and also disease organisms. Now, when you talk about stress, now how do you know if your fishes are being stressed? Now, fishes are stressed, 1, when they are being rough handled, and this is as a result of maybe during sorting, harvesting. Okay, fishes are stressed that way. Number 2 is overcrowding. When fishes are overcrowded in a pond, it can cause stress to the fishes. Okay, number 3 is unsuitable water temperature, bad water, or changes in the pH. Number 4 is during transportation. Fishes are also stressed during transportation, like probably when you're transporting them from one location to another. Okay, fishes are stressed that way. Also, fishes are stressed when there is presence of toxic gases or compound like ammonia and hydrogen sulfide. Fishes are stressed when there is pollution of water, that's through these industrial wastes. Okay, so these are all the ways how fishes can be stressed. 2 is improper feeding. Okay, now I'm going to be starting from underfeeding. Now, when you underfeed your fishes, I said underfeeding and overfeeding, if you can remember. So when you underfeed your fishes, I'm going to be starting from underfeeding. Now, for example, let's take for example now that you're meant to feed your fish 100%, and probably you underfed them and they get like 30%. At this point, they are getting less than the nutrition they are meant to get. They are not getting the full dose of the nutrition they are meant to get from the feed. Probably they are getting 30 instead of getting 100. At this point, they will be prone to diseases. They'll be prone to diseases. They'll be prone to a whole lot of things. Okay, so if you underfeed them, when they don't get all the nutrition they are meant to get from that feed, at this point they will be prone to getting diseases. Do you understand? Now, that is that for underfeeding. Now, when you talk about overfeeding, now when you overfeed your fingerlings or your fishes, or at this point you feed them so much, and sometimes you don't even notice that they are not eating anymore, and the feed will just continue sinking down into the pond, and at that point it will pollute, the base or the inside of the pond. It will pollute the water, and once it pollutes the water, it changes the color of the water. It will become, that place will become inhabitable for the fishes, and as so doing, your fishes will not be able to breathe well, and they won't be able to relax well in the water. And probably sometimes some people don't even get to notice this on time, and they leave the water there. Before you know it, the fishes will start dropping. It can also attract diseases due to that act. It can also attract diseases to the fishes. Okay, so don't underfeed and don't overfeed your fishes. I hope that is understandable. So when all the following I mentioned above are not being taken care of, it will lead to the attack by disease organisms, which include fungi, bacteria, and nematode. Okay, if all those things I just said now are not being followed, now when they are prone now to disease, it's either it is fungi, bacteria, or nematode. Okay, so at this point you have to know which one you are facing, or which one that the fishes have. You have to know if it's fungi, bacteria, or nematode. So the most fungi disease of catfish is saprolegniasis. Okay, that is the most fungi disease of catfish. That is the most common one. Okay, let's talk about saprolegniasis. Okay, saprolegniasis is caused by a fungus called Saprolegnia species. They are filamentous in nature, producing aseptate vegetative mycelium. In this particular disease, temperature has a significant effect on its development and outbreak. It occurs mostly in cold temperature, and it is often called the winter kill. So how would you diagnose if your fish has saprolegniasis? Now, first of all, look at the fish very well. If it has a cotton-like growth on the gills and body, you know it has saprolegniasis. That is one. 2, reduced feeding is another way to know that your fish has saprolegniasis. So another way now to know is gasping of air. Now, how do you know they are gasping for air, like gasping for oxygen? When you look at the water, the fishes are always standing erect. Okay, they are standing erect, like they're standing up, like upwards. Like every time you look at the water, it's not just one, not just two, not just three, like almost like all the fishes are standing erect. You know they're gasping for oxygen. You know that water is not good, and also you know that they have saprolegniasis. Okay, and also if you look at the fishes very well, the ones that have that has saprolegniasis, you will notice that you notice that barbs and bubbles is mutilated. Like it doesn't look normal. You know how fishes barbs and bubbles are, it looks normal, but this one, it doesn't look normal. The barbs and bubbles will not be like, it will not be normal. It will not be normal. It will be abnormal. Let me just put it that way. That is how you will know that this fish or your fish has a disease, which is saprolegniasis. Okay, this particular disease shouldn't be taken lightly. Okay, it is a very stubborn disease, and you have to always monitor your fishes to know when there is a problem, because if it has something like this particular disease, man, it can kill. In fact, it can kill 2,000 catfish under a split second. That's how bad it is. If you don't treat it on time, if you don't notice on time, it kills and keeps on killing. Do you understand? So that is how it is. Okay, so how do you now treat it? Now let's talk about the treatment. What will you use to treat it? Now you use malachite green to treat it, and how to get the calculation and the formula is 2 parts per million. Okay, 2 parts per million. That's how you get. Just know how you get malachite green and treat the catfish. Okay, so that is what you use to treat it. That's what you use to treat it. I might do a video on if probably any of my clients has this kind of problem, I might do a video and show you guys the treatment and how it really looks like. But malachite green is what you use to treat sapropelaginiasis. Okay, I hope you understand this. So now let's move to the second one. Another type of fungi diseases is ichthyophoniasis. Okay, this is an internal fungus which causes chronic systemic disease. Okay, it is also an endemic disease. So this one is another fungus disease, but it's not really that common. It's not really that common, but you just have to know it. Okay, how do you know that your fish has this particular disease? How do you diagnose it? Now, first thing to know, skin surface will be very rough. Like, it will have a very rough skin surface. Okay, so it attacks the tissue of the fish with little inflammatory diseases. Another one, or another way to notice, is swinging of the fishes. Okay, in terms of treatment, now for this one is there is no known treatment for this particular fungi disease. Okay, it's as I've explained it, you know, it's very deadly. So there is no known treatment for this particular fungi disease. So all you just have to do is how to avoid it. You just have to avoid contaminated feed materials, like something that you know is not looking like the usual. Just avoid it for your own sake or for the fish's sake. Do you understand? So avoid it. So there is no treatment for this particular fungi disease. So number 2 is bacterial. Now we are done with fungi. Now let's go into bacteria. Remember I told you 3 major is fungi, bacteria, and nematode. Okay, so now we are done with fungi. Now this is bacteria. Okay, so the bacterial disease of catfish include 1, the Columnaris disease, 2, Enteric Septicemia, 3, Motile Aeromonas Septicemia. So that is that for bacteria. Now let's talk about Enteric Septicemia. Now for Enteric Septicemia, it affects all sizes of fishes. Yeah, all sizes of fishes. And it usually occurs when water temperature is between 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. How do you know that your fish has this particular bacterial disease? Now, first thing first, how to notice it? You see a red spot on the belly region or under their head, like under their head or the belly region of the fish. 2, you're going to notice a red pimple at the cranial foramen, that's between the eyes, that can cause a hole in the head. Okay, so these are the 2 ways, like these are the 2 signs or symptoms, or something how you can know that your catfish has this particular bacteria. Okay, so now let's talk about the vaccine. Modified life E-ethyluric isolate, that's RE33, was the most successful vaccine used for this bacteria. Okay, and it can be delivered through immersion. That's how you can deliver the vaccine, through immersion. So that is that for this particular bacteria. So let's move to the other one. Columnaris disease. The disease is often initiated as an external infection on the body surface, fins or gills, and gradually develops into a yellow-orange lesion along the dorsal midline called saddleback. Okay, this particular bacterial disease, the mortality rate in fingerlings can be up to 90%. For the vaccine in columnaris disease, now immersion in formalin, okay, but 5-1 and 5-2 were produced and licensed for the control of columnaris disease. For now, this is like the particular vaccine brought and produced and licensed for the control of this particular bacterial disease. Okay, so that is that. So let's move on to the final one under bacterial disease. So the third one is Aeromonas disease. Now, Motile Aeromonas Septicemia, caused by gram-negative bacterium, that's Aeromonas hydrophilia. Okay. So these pathogens can be able to affect large number of hosts, including amphibians, reptiles, aves, and mammals, especially for fish species. So for this, the symptoms are sores in the skin, dropsy, necrosis, ulceration, and hemorrhagic septicemia. Okay, so that is that for the symptoms of this particular bacteria. So let's go into nematodes. So let's talk about nematodes or roundworms. Okay, small number of nematodes usually occurs in fish, but higher numbers affect healthier fishes and can even kill them. Fishes usually become infected if they are being fed live foods containing infective life stages. Some can be transmitted directly from fish to fish. Okay, so now let's talk about how to identify nematodes. They are smooth cylindrical lungworms. Okay, so now let's talk about the symptoms. I don't want to make this video so long, so I'm trying to rush most of them, but I'll try as much as possible to give you the major information. Okay, the symptoms: we have cysts, we have hemorrhaging, we have necrosis. Now for this necrosis, it is presence of dead and dying tissues. Okay, the last one is external lump or nodules. Okay, that is the last one. So if you don't understand the way I'm pronouncing it, you can read it on the screen. I'm actually writing it on the screen so you see it and jot it down. Okay, now for the treatments, you have to deworm them. Okay, now you have to use fenbendazole and levamisole. Okay, fenbendazole can be used as a feed additive at the rate of 1.14 gram per pound of feed. These particular drugs can be used as a feed. It can only be used as a feed additives. Okay, at the rate of 1.14 gram per pound of feed. You have to feed for at least 3 days. You have to feed them for at least 3 days, and also repeat the process after 2 weeks. You have to repeat the process, or repeat this process now I just said after 2 weeks. Okay, so now let's go to the second one. So the second one is levamisole. It can be used as both feed additive and also as as treatment. That is 1.8 gram to 1 pound of food fed once a week for at least 3 weeks. Both treatment is 2 ppm for 24 hours with a repeat in 3 weeks. Okay, you just have to do this, you have to do it, and after you repeat it in 3 weeks. So I'm sure you now know the type of catfish diseases we have, the most common ones, how to identify them, and their possible treatment, and the ones that doesn't have treatment. Okay, I'm sure you now know all of this. So with these points I've made, you know if your catfish has this particular, whether it has a bacterial disease or a fungal disease or nematode, and you now know their treatment. You know how to treat it. Okay, so I want you to understand everything I just said here. Understand it, memorize it, so that if you see it in your farm, you can be able to identify and treat them. Okay, you can be able to identify and treat them. If there are any other questions you would like me to answer regarding to this topic, you can drop them in the comment section. Okay, so I think that is that. I don't want to make this video so long because I know right now it's already long. I don't want to make it so long, but I have to explain and I have to say everything I need to say. Okay, so thank you so much for watching to this point. Okay, this will be where I would draw the curtain. Okay, just ask me questions, ask me things you would like to know in the comment section, okay? And hope you've given me a thumbs up, hope you've liked this video. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Udoye Onye. I talk about fish farming. I am also trying to bring in pig farming into this channel. I think my next video will be on pig farming. I don't know yet, I'm not promising you. So I'm also trying to bring in pig farming into this farm. I talk about animal farming. For now, I just try to share information in fish farming, okay? So that is that. If this is your first time, thank you. Like I said, thank you so much for tuning in, and hope you have subscribed. I'm sure you've subscribed yet. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. And you know, I don't know, I love you so much. I don't know how to say thank you for all the support and everything. And also for the new subscribers, thank you so much. This is how we do it here. We give out so many information. So please drop your questions, invite other friends to like my video, invite other friends to watch my videos, okay? And this will be the end of this video. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your time, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, okay? I'll see you guys in my next video.